Over the past few days, we've been looking at the youth prospects within the Derby County Academy, and I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into another one within this video, just like I did yesterday with Kai Robinson. We're going to be looking now into Cruz Allen, looking into where he's come from, how he's getting on within the academy setup, and how he's getting on internationally. And that is something which we're going to adjust and look at right now. So let's get into it. So who is Cruz Allen? He's a 17-year-old born in February of 2007 who came to Derby County's academy at under 10s level from Burton Albion just down the road. He's a very versatile midfielder, being able to play in the attacking roles or the deeper roles, and that is something which is massively important. He's also been capped for Wales at a range of different youth levels in different youth competitions too, and I think that is something which is massively important for the development of a player. And Cruz Allen is definitely one of those players who over the next 3 or 4 years could really make a break for the first team, and that's something which we're going to be looking into within this video. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below or in this top corner to stay tuned for all my latest Derby County, EFL and European Championship content coming up on the channel over the next few weeks and months. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below. Like this video and let me know your thoughts in the comments all about Cruz Allen and any other Derby County Academy products that you'd like me to take a look into. Right now, I'll let you get back to the video. Now, let's take a look into his appearances clocked by Transfer Market in the 21-22 season, where it was quite clearly his Welsh International period, where he made 4 appearances, starting in 4 games and scoring 1 goal within that time period. And he's been capped 15 times overall for Wales, scoring 3 times, and that is something which for me is absolutely massive. Now, if we do now go on to look at the 22-23 season, he played another host of games for his international nation of Wales. He played 6 games for them. He also went on to make 4 appearances, scoring twice for Derby's under-18s in the under-18 Premier League. He did also make a whole host of appearances for Derby County's under-16s. During this season, he would have been 15 to 16 years old. I was at the academy during that time period, and I think he was a player who massively stood out when he was on the pitch, and you can understand why he has the interest in him that he has had over the past few seasons. I think it's massively important to, when we look at his appearances of a 15-year-old for the under-18s, I think it's massively important we understand 15 years old, playing against some players who are 3 years older than him, and I think he did a really excellent job for Jake Buxton's under-18s as it was at the time, and he really made a name for himself within that age group, which ultimately then went on to earn him his scholarship with the club, and obviously it's now taken him on to newer levels. And we now go and take a look into 23-24, which is this season just gone. He's made 26 appearances for Derby County across all levels, from under-18s all the way up to the first team, scoring 10 times, collecting 5 assists with 6 yellow cards. He's also made 4 appearances in that time for Wales in international friendlies, as well as some UEFA under-17 European Championship qualifications and Euro games. He played once in the Euros, but played a number of games within the qualification stages where he scored once and collected a couple of yellow cards. But if we go back now to his season as a whole, he made 15 appearances for the under-18s, scoring 7 goals, collecting 5 assists. He made 9 appearances for the under-21s, where he scored 3 times. And then he also made an appearance, well, he made a couple of appearances in the FA Youth Cup. They aren't all noted on Transfer Market for some reason. But he also then went on to make his first team debut in the EFL Trophy against Wolverhampton Wanderers under-21s, where I thought Cruz Allen, in his 11 minutes, obviously there's not a lot you can show in 11 minutes, but I think he made quite the impression, in my opinion. His movement was quite good, and when he got on the ball, he looked fairly good. But for me, seeing a 16, 17-year-old player on the pitch, I think it speaks a lot about the academy that we had the opportunity and the players to be able to put together essentially a bench of academy graduates, as pretty much all of them came on that day. And Cruz Allen was one of the ones who I think deserved a bit more minutes. And then we also had a game against Notts County where he was on the bench, where if we'd have put away our chances in the first half, I guarantee he'd have got more minutes. He'd have got minutes in that game as well. So I think Cruz can take a big look into this season and really take it as a positive, as a really good step forward. And that's one of the reasons why he ended up signing a contract up until the end of the 25-26 season. But if we take a look at his seasons as a whole, this doesn't include his international data, but he made 30 appearances for Derby County across the last 2 years, where he scored 12 times, collected 5 assists and played 2,060 minutes. Another player who I think over the next few years could really find himself. First, he's got to break into the under-21s consistently, and then I think looking for a loan move to get him experience against senior men's football. I think that is something which could really help develop his game and his ability, his build as a player, because obviously we've seen it with the likes of Max Bird coming into the first team. They come in as kids, and we've seen Max Bird this season has really grown into his body and has really bulked himself up, and that's something which I could see Cruz Allen doing over the next few years to really help with his development and the ability to be able to cope with senior level football and obviously those older age players, because obviously when you hit the first team you could be 16, 17, whatever, but you're playing against sometimes people who are 35, 36 years old who have gone through entire careers and really know how to look after themselves. And for me, I think Cruz Allen has got a fairly decent career path at the moment. Those Wales international call-ups are massive, in my opinion. I mentioned it in the video about Kai Robinson, that getting capped at international level, it shows that you're the best in class for your age group and for your position, and especially someone who's been capped through a range of different age groups now as a Welsh international. He's really got that ability to go on to the next level and could even end up finding himself getting called up for Wales' main team over the course of maybe the next 5 to 10 years. And that would be something which would be mega impressive for Derby County to see, going through the age groups, going through our age groups and then going on to international football. And if we do take a look at his positional graph here, I think it's massive, massive, massive that he has shown his versatility over the course of not just his career at Derby, but since breaking into those teams that get noted by transfer market. Like, he can play all the way through midfield, he can play on both wings, he can play through the middle as a number 9, although I think he's more of a false 9 if he plays in that position, but he can play in those areas, and that's something which is mega important for his future and for the potential of getting into the first team, in my opinion, because I think having that versatility to play a range of different positions gives you more opportunities to get in. If you look at someone of the likes of Darren Robinson, who has got himself into the first team, he can play in midfield, he can play at right back, he can play at centre back. I think they're massive opportunities. You look at someone of the calibre of Jason Knight, who broke through a few seasons ago. He can play all throughout midfield, on the right, on the left, and he could play at right back, left back if necessary too. And he really made a name for himself at Derby County within that time frame. And I think it's massively important that those players breaking through are able to play multiple positions to give themselves more opportunities. But as a result of Cruz Allen's performances at the club, since signing his scholarship and since even being at the club, he's really shown what he's capable of, and that is why he has signed a contract extension up until 2026. This deal was announced, I believe, 2 or 3 months ago. I believe it wasn't long after he made his first team debut. I think it shows a lot of the calibre of player that Cruz Allen is, that he's been signed to his first professional terms at the age of 17. Not many players do get those opportunities, but he has, and he's really took the opportunity with both hands. It's going to be really interesting to see how he develops over the coming seasons. Will Derby County look for a loan move for him next season? With him now being 17, I believe he's now eligible for loan moves. It will be interesting to see how that goes about. Obviously, we've seen Dejan Brown go out on loan this season. Harry Evans has gone out on loan at times this season. So it will be interesting to see what happens throughout the next few years within Cruz Allen's career. So we've now gone through Cruz Allen's career. You'll have to let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think Cruz Allen will make the first team? Me personally, I think he has every opportunity. He's at the perfect age to build and grow into the first team, and it could be someone that Paul Warne is looking at over the next 12 to 18 months to see how he develops to bring him into the first team. Obviously, albeit Paul Warne staying over the 12 to 18 month period, because we know what it can be like with managers. Obviously, he's done 18 months now. Is he going to get another? Let's see what happens with the first team. We will be trying to stay up to date with all the transfer targets and transfer news over the next few weeks as well. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We will have a few academy videos out over the next few days too. So do make sure you like and subscribe this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.